Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Monday, 3rd of March 2025. March 3rd is celebrated as World Wildlife Day, a day to raise awareness and celebrate the world of plants and animals by March 3rd. Actually, the United Nations General Assembly established March 3rd as the World Wildlife Day in 2013. The date was chosen because it marks the signing of the 1973 Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of the Wild Fauna and Flora CITES. CITES is an agreement that regulates the international trade of endangered species. What is the purpose of the World Wildlife Day? It is actually the day aims to raise awareness of the world's wild fauna and flora. It is closely linked to Sustainable Development Goal 12, which focuses on marine species and the problems they face. It also supports the goal of protecting sites that are home to threatened plant and animal species. Who coordinates World Wildlife Day? It is actually the site's secretariat is the global coordinator of the World Wildlife Day. Now, starting the newspaper with the world news, including Ukraine still prepared to sign mineral deal with United States, says Zelensky. United Kingdom's Starmer says Europe is at a crossroads and history as leaders agree to steps to Ukraine peace. Gaza celebrates Ramadan amid a ceasefire and uncertainty. Pro-Ukraine protesters rally against trade events in Vermont after Oval Office clash. What Russia said on Trump's common sense after his Oval Office spat with the Zelensky. A private lander Blue Ghost to successfully touch down on Moon with the NASA equipment. Now, from the Hindu newspaper, we have a brief. Let's go ahead. Ukraine ready to sign a minerals deal with the United States, says Zelensky. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during the European Leaders Summit to discuss Ukraine, hosted by Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Lancaster House, London, on March 2nd, 2025. The agreement that is on the table will be signed if the parties are ready, Zelensky told a late-night huddle with some United Kingdom media after a landmark summit in London. Ukraine is ready to sign a mineral deal with the United States. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told the United Kingdom media on Sunday, March 2nd, 2025. The agreement that is on the table will be signed if the parties are ready, he told a late-night huddle with some UK media after a landmark summit in the London. Outrage as Israel cuts off Gaza aid pressure Hamas to accept a new ceasefire proposal. Palestinians gathered to receive aid provided by UNRWA, including food supplies, after Israel says it has seized the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza outside a distribution center at Jabalia refugee camp in the northern Gaza Strip on March 2nd, 2025. Egypt, a key mediator in the conflict, accused Israel of using starvation as a weapon in a flagrant and a clear violation of humanitarian law. Saudi Arabia called Israel's decision a tool of extortion. Israel faces sharp criticism on Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, as it stormed the entry of all food and other supplies into the Gaza and warned of additional consequences if Hamas does not accept a new proposal to extend a fragile ceasefire. The foreign minister of Egypt, a key mediator in the conflict, accused Israel of using starvation as a weapon in a flagrant and clear violation of the humanitarian law. Saudi Arabia called Israel's decision a tool of extortion. Hamas accused Israel of trying to derail the ceasefire hours after its first phase had ended and said Israel's decision to cut off aid was a crime. Cut off aid was a war crime and a blatant attack on a trustee that looked at a year of negotiations before taking hold in the month of January. The first phase featured a surge in humanitarian aid after the months of growing hunger. It expired on Saturday, March 1st, 2025. In the second phase, Hamas could release dozens of remaining hostages in return for an Israeli pullout from Gaza and a lasting ceasefire. Negotiations on the second phase were meant to start a month ago but have not begun. Gaza Health Ministry says 4 killed, 6 wounded in Israeli attacks. A general view shows the destroyed buildings in the northern Gaza amid a ceasefire building between the Israel and Hamas as seen from Israel March 2nd, 2025. This comes after fragile trust and says Health Ministry. The Ministry of Health and Hamas run Gaza said 4 people were killed and 6 others wounded in the Israeli attack Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, after the first phase of fragile trust in the territory drew to close. Since this morning, 4 dead and 6 wounded have been brought to hospitals in the Gaza Strip following Israeli attacks in various parts of the territory, the ministry said in a statement. Going to the Hindustan newspaper stated that Vice President Dhankar questions confrontational stance on language aimed over NAP. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar on Sunday stressed the importance of nurturing India's linguistic diversity and questioned whether there should be a confrontational stance on language in the land of the Bharat. Addressing the students and faculty of the Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad on Sunday, Dhankar said Indian languages are a gold mine of literature, with classical texts such as Vedas, Puranas, or epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita serving as testaments to their significance. His comments come aimed at the Tamil Nadu government's opposition to the national education policy and AP's three-language formula, which includes Hindi. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin had asserted that forced Hindi adoption has swallowed 25 North Indian languages and called it a deliberate attempt to erase linguistic diversity. The Dravida Munitra Kazagam DMK leader said more than 25 North Indian native languages had been destroyed by the invasion of the hegemonic Hindi Sanskrit language. The century-old Dravidian movement safeguarded Tamil and its culture because of the awareness it created and the various agitations, he said. Special court orders FIR against the Security and Exchange Board of India Chief Madhubhai Baksh, 5 others. Mumbai, February 20. SEBI Chief Chairperson Madhubhai Puri Baksh addresses the launch of the CDSL and NSDL Unified Investor App in Mumbai on Thursday. Mumbai, a special court on Saturday directed the Anti-Corruption Bureau (ACB) to register a first information report (FIR) against former SEBI chairperson Madhubhai Puri Baksh and 5 others in connection with the allegations relating to the financial fraud, regulatory violations, and corruption. The order, delivered by a special ACB court, came a day after Baksh completed her tenure as the chairperson of market regulator, the Security and Exchange Board of India. This is not the first time Baksh, India's first female SEBI chief, has been under fire. Last year, she was accused by the now defunct United States-based short seller Hindenburg of alleged conflict of interest due to the undisclosed investments in offshore entities linked to the Adani Group. Baksh has denied the allegations, saying the investments had been made before she was appointed as CBI chief and she had made the necessary disclosures. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, IPO pipeline faces uncertainty as market sentiment takes a big hit. Companies may potentially delay its schedule of planned IPOs. According to the data obtained from the Prime database, 26 domestic companies received approval from the SEBI between April month and December 2024, and they are yet to hit the primary market. The IPO initial public offering market is bracing for a slowdown as 26 companies which have the Securities and Exchange Board of India approval raised over 43,000 crore between April and December 2024 are yet to launch their offerings. The prolonged delay is attributed to prevailing market volatility, a characteristic characterized by weakening investor confidence due to the concerns over the tariff wars and lackluster corporate earnings, with the incessant selling by foreign investors heading to the market voice. Experts warn that the domestic IPO activity is likely to be severely impacted by the current market sentiment, potentially delaying or even shelving their planned offerings. IPOs in the pipeline. Here is the data. PLI review 5 years on government table. IPLI 2.0 what next to push manufacturing. An endeavor case is being made for localization of electronics manufacturing since it was critical or creating a dynamic domestic manufacturing ecosystem. New metrics such as incremental exports value addition to incentivize manufacturing being discussed. As a Windsor gets a boost to MG's sale pitch resonates with the new EV converts from the small town. The car's MG's third EV had already crossed the 10,000 sales mark in the 3 months with 18,000 orders in backlog, according to the top companies official. The lower front cost of the car ownership that are the best model facilities will help the Windsor maker to convert the customers of conventional cars into the buyers of EVs, says Rajiv Chauba, CEO of Emirates JSW MG Motor India. Now going to the science and tech, we have Tamil Nadu grappling with service shortage of privilege of health nurses. 8,713 each function with one VHN. Tamil Nadu is grappling with the acute shortage of the village health nurses, who play a crucial role in the maternal and child healthcare. Not only in the percentage of vacancy nearing 50%, in some districts the existing VHN of some of the home are handling while to the health sub-centers each are struggling to keep up with the data entry work or multiple portals for registration of pregnant women and antenatal care of and immunization. State has 8,713 HSCs. Each center has functioned with one VHN, while a health optional maintain that around 2,500 VHN posts are vacant. Many VHN and associations representing their team said the number of vacancies has crossed 3,000. In the long run, this shortage could affect maternal and child health services. In the plans, one VHN covers a population of 5,000, while it is 3,000 on the hills. But this is no longer the case. Many VHN are now covering the population of at least 10,000. There are VHNs village health nurses who are in the charge of the 2-3 HSCs in some places, including hilly regions. This is because the vacant posts were not filled on time, VHN said. Salim Chehar, Namakkal, Dharampuri, Kanyakumari, Sivakasi, and Krishnanagari were among the places where there was a significant number of the vacant posts and number of VHN pointed out. It is planetary parade. Planetary parade are not particularly significant to scientists, but they can create a visual spectacle. Depending on the number of planets involved, planetary parades can common or rare. In a small window of time, around February 28 people on the map of Earth who are in for a visual treat as 7 planets plus the moons lined up in the night sky. These events are called planetary parades because the planets seem to line up one behind the other in the night sky in order to judge their distance from the sun. Depending on the number of planets involved, planetary parades can be common or rare. For example, a parade of 3 or 4 planets occurs once every few years, whereas a parade of 7 or 8 planets is very rare. The parade around February 28 was of the later variety, involving 7 planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Closer planets were visible to the naked eye, but the farther ones, especially Uranus and Neptune, required telescopes to see. The next such line-up is only expected to 2040, involving 6 planets. Planetary parades are not particularly significant to scientists. The reason why they happen is simple. Planets of the solar system all orbit the sun, or is roughly the same plane, are called the ecliptic plane. So as they move in their orbits, everyone is while some of them will be visible together from the Earth. This would not have been possible if the planets were moving around in different orbits. Second, Ebola death in Uganda, raising concerns over the disease surveillance in outbreak. Uganda's last outbreak, discovered in September 2022, killed at least 55 people before it was declared over January 2023. The WHO World Health Organization has provided Uganda with a $3 million for its Ebola response, but concerns persist due to the termination of the 60% of the USAID's foreign aid contracts by the US administration. A 4-year-old child became the second person to die of Ebola in Uganda, the World Health Organization said Saturday, 1st March 2025. In a setback of health officials who had hoped for a quick end to the outbreak that began at the end of the January month of 2025. The child has been hospitalized at a main referral facility in Kampala, the capital of the East African country, and died Tuesday, February 25, 2025. The World Health Organization office in Uganda is said to be in In a brief statement, that statement said World Health Organization and others are working to strengthen surveillance and contact tracing. There were no further details about the death, and local health officials were not commenting on the case. In the first private United States spaceship land upright on the moon. Nicknamed Ghost Riders in the Sky, the mission comes just over a year after the first ever commercial lunar landing and is part of the NASA partnership with the industry to cut the costs and support Artemis, the program aiming to return the astronauts to the moon. Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost Mission 1 is targeting landing no sooner than 3:34 a.m. US Eastern Time on March 2nd, aiming for the site near Mons Laterali, a volcanic crater in Mare Crisium on the moon's northern eastern side. A US company successfully landed its spacecraft on the moon on Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, marking only the second private mission to achieve the milestone and the first to do so upright. Firefly Aerospace Blue Ghost mission first touched down shortly after 3:34 a.m. US Eastern Time 0834 GMT near the Mons Laterali, a volcanic formation in Mare Crisium, on the moon's northeastern near side. While stuck the landing, we are on the moon, and engineer at a mission control in Austin, Texas, called out as the team erupted in cheers. At last, there's a famous prophet who is known by his famous name. Idris والسلام, is an ancient prophet mentioned in the Quran, who Muslims believe was the second prophet after Adam. He is the third prophet mentioned in the Quran. Islamic tradition has unanimously identified Idris والسلام, with the biblical Enoch. Many Muslim scholars of the classical and medieval periods held that Idris والسلام, and Hermes Trismegistus were the same person. But according to biography, he is described in the Quran as the trustworthy and the patient, and the Quran also says that he was exalted to a high station. Because of this and other parallels, traditionally Idris والسلام, has been identified with the biblical Enoch. And Islamic tradition usually places Idris والسلام, in the early generations of Adam والسلام, and considers him one of the oldest prophets mentioned in the Quran, placing him between Adam والسلام, and Nuh والسلام. Idris والسلام, unique status inspired many future traditions and stories surrounding him in Islamic folklore. According to the hadith narrated by Malik ibn Anas and found in Sahih Muslim, it is said that that on Muhammad والسلام, night journey, he encountered Idris والسلام, in the fourth of the seven heavens. The tradition that have developed around the figure of Idris والسلام, have given him the scope of a prophet as well as the philosopher and a mystic. And many later Muslim mystics or Sufis, including Ruzbihan Buckley and Ibn Arabi, also mentioned having encountered Idris والسلام, in their spiritual visions. Prophet Idris والسلام, says a very famous quote. He says that he who has unlimited desires is deprived of wealth, of contentment. Okay, thank you. فأتاهم زحفنا